From the land of conjurers flying through the internet to your device like a UAP, hauntingly unexplained and downright weird, this is the Witching Hours, and we are ready to take off in the flash of an eye. Good evening to one and all, wherever and whenever you are listening to this program. I am Gina the Frost, and joining me as always on this Halloween special is Medium Jenny Lee. How are you doing, Jenny?
I'm doing good.
Excellent. So we got a lot going on tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's quite a bit going on. A lot of announcements.
We have a lot of friends here tonight.
A lot of friends. Yes. Welcome in,
Misha,
everyone.
Hogsters, Roly Poly, Mr. Weird, Priestess of Wonderland. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, welcome in. We're excited for a lot of things this evening, so welcome in. We've been we're getting ever closer to the Halloween Eve here. So well, we have a couple of announcements we're going to start off at the beginning of the show with here this evening. One is that if you didn't know, we are going to be going to Lake Shawnee in West Virginia with Forsaken Souls. We had them on the show last week, and so we are going to be joining them out there at a spooky amusement park.
Yay!
So I don't think the original intention was that we were going to live stream the Witching Hours from there that Saturday, but we're going to be in the middle of the mountains. From what I understand, it's like Mountains 360. And we're going to be there from 1 o'clock in the afternoon till 10 o'clock the next morning. We get locked inside the park, and we're going to investigate with our new friends there from Forsaken Souls. So I think the plan moving forward from there is going to be to record an episode of the Witching Hours that we'll put up on YouTube. So we can get content and put the highlights of our whole evening there at Lake Shawnee together in an episode, and we'll post that over on the Witching Hours, because I would love to do a live stream from there, but I don't think the internet is going to be possible, especially for a good stream.
Yeah.
And that's coming up soon.
We're asking for too much.
Yeah, I think we're just pushing it at that point. I would rather have something cool to put out than spend the whole night going, oh, are we back? Oh,
yeah.
The bit rates dropped down into the red again.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
yeah. We don't need a repeat of the cooking stream.
Yeah.
That was just from the kitchen.
Yeah, that was just from the kitchen.
Yeah, November 11th.
Yeah, November 11th, Veterans Day.
So 2 weeks from Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be soon. So I imagine I would expect something probably no later than the weekend after that. We'll get back on that Sunday. We will have had absolutely no sleep whatsoever, pretty much. And then I'll spend that week getting all that together, and we'll have it up, and you can see the Witching Hours hang out there. We're going to have some guests and so on and so forth that whole night, because we're going to have a ton of time. So I think that's going to be really cool.
Priestess Wonderland, my cell phone doesn't work in our house, so it's definitely not going to work in the middle of the middle of nowhere mountains.
We live on a peninsula, and so everything around us has good cell coverage, but our little peninsula does not. And we've been having problems
surrounded by too much water, I guess.
So anyway, we have that coming up. And then a little further out into the new year, we are going to be attending the Hanover Tavern Paracon in Richmond, and that's going to be on January 20th. And we are going to be doing a live stream from there, so you can join us for that. That's going to be on a Saturday. We'll be live streaming, and we should be bringing in guests from the Paracon and stuff to come talk to us on the show on January 20th. So that's going to be a fun night. We already have our tickets to do all the investigations and lectures and all kinds of interesting things. So we're going to have a whole lot of stuff coming up. And we've got a mobile platform now that we can
got a laptop.
also call it a new laptop that we're going to be using so we can do more things away from our desks and get out there and live stream from Paracons and stuff like that. And
or from the kitchen.
Or from the kitchen.
Thanks for letting us borrow your cell phone coverage, hoaxsters. Hey, Michael Mantis.
Welcome in. So that's two of the things we have to announce tonight. So there's two live events that you can check us out on from Twitch. And if you happen to be local to any of those things, you can always come out and see us. So anyway, that's what we have going on for those. I also want to mention that if you have a ghost story, a personal experience, or something of that nature that you would like to share tonight, you can highlight it with channel points, put it in chat, and we will read it out loud. So feel free to share your ghost stories, and we will read those as the night moves along. Yes. For the Halloween special. So we can add a little extra spook to the show tonight.
I love that as Keisha tries to shout out people, it says to go follow Keisha. Nightbot. Yeah. Get with it, Nightbot. Yes, go follow Michael Mantis. Go follow Mr. Weird. Go follow Priestess of Wonderland if you are not doing such things already. Yes, and post your scary stories to scare Frosty. Thank you, Priestess of Wonderland. It's our 2-year anniversary of the Witching Hour.
The news.
And speaking of,
we're not there yet.
What?
Oh, I opened up a video. It started playing on me.
Oh, yeah. Don't do that yet.
Yeah.
Michael Mantis says he has a couple to share. Can share some insight on what's going on. I don't know what's going on. What is going on? I didn't even know what was going on because I can't hear the stream. I just hear Frosty. What I was saying was it's our anniversary, 2-year anniversary, and
yeah.
We've had a lot of very interesting and hilarious, weird news stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I know everything. So we have a poll we would like to do this evening. We've chosen 5 of what we think are the best news stories over the past couple of years. And we're going to have a little recap of those stories. That might be the one that Frosty decided to start playing early. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And pay attention to them. There's 5 of them. Pay attention to these things. Because when it's done, you're going to need to decide which one was your favorite.
Which one was your favorite
news story? Hi, Shadowspoken.
Yeah.
Oh, Priestess Wonderland's working on Halloween art. Yay.
I don't even know how I forgot to mention that, the Halloween special, but it is. Yeah, it's our 2-year anniversary, Twitchiversary. 2 years on Twitch. And so
I remember saying
flies.
many times, like at the 10th episode and the 12th episode, like, wow, we keep doing these. And now here we are. 2 years later.
I remember when we started, we were wondering how many episodes we would get in. Mm-hmm. Like, well, we made it to the 4th. I guess we'll go to number 5.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we got 6 in the bag. It'll be cool if we make it to 10.
2 years later, here we are.
Do we have any guesses on what episode this is? Do you know?
38.
38. Any guesses in chat?
What's your guess on the number? What number episode is this? I lost count a long time ago.
Yeah. We are on. This will be episode 40.
40?
40.
Oh, that makes it even more special because it's the 2-year anniversary. It's the Halloween special, and it's a round number 40.
Yeah, number
Hello,
40.
all seeing Mars. Today is our anniversary special. We have fun things planned. Hi, Danger Zone. Wow. One day episode 666 will happen. We'll see. Maybe 66. Let's start with that.
Yeah. We started off doing this thing monthly. And then over the summer, we started doing it weekly. So it's been, well, then we went every other week. And then we went to weekly. So they've built up over time. And now we're here every week. And we've loved every minute of it. So thank you, everyone, for sticking around and allowing us to do 40 episodes. We appreciate it. And so let's go ahead and break out that top 5 news stories from the past year here. When I launch it, it's going to start playing. So I'm going to launch it and pause it, and then I'll switch us over. All right. All right. Here we go. The news. All right, so the first story I have today is nearly half of the nation's tap water contains PFAS. A new study finds Americans living in urban areas are at most at risk. Nearly half of the tap water in the United States is estimated to have at least one type of polyfluoroalkyl substance, or PFAS. A new national study from the U.S. Geological Survey released Tuesday. The group of chemicals commonly used in consumer products like non-stick cookware linings of fast food boxes have been linked to human illnesses like cancer, low birth weight, and thyroid disease. The agency claims it's the first comprehensive study of its kind on unregulated private wells, giving average consumers information about the risk of PFAS. And when they grab a glass of water from their kitchen sink, said Kelly Smalling, the study's lead author and research hydrologist. It kind of begins to give private users information on some of the exposure risks. The government agency found through the research that the concentration of PFAS were similar between public supplies and private wells. The study shows that Americans living in urban areas are most at risk, while those living in rural areas are less at risk. So this isn't just in the public water supply. This is happening even if you have your own private well.
Gross.
Yeah, it's concerning. Cancer fears. Compared to a 75% likelihood of PFAS being detected in water in urban areas, there's a 25% chance the chemicals will be found in water in rural areas. 75% chance of being detected in urban areas. And then finally, for the crown jewel this evening, officials and lawmakers push for more government transparency on UFOs.
That was a good transition into the UFO subcommittee.
Yeah, if you haven't heard, yesterday was the House subcommittee meeting on UAPs and UFOs, and I watched it. I took some notes that we can kind of discuss, things that just kind of popped out that were interesting to me. But 3 retired military veterans testified Wednesday at a House hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomena, commonly known as UFOs, warning that their sightings are a national security problem and that the government has been too secretive about them. A House Oversight Subcommittee convened Wednesday's hearing on UFOs, as the lawmakers who pushed for the hearing are calling for the government to be more forthcoming about the unidentified anomalous phenomena. The technology that we faced was far superior than anything we had, Fravor said of the episode he witnessed in 2004 when asked why UAPs are a national security threat. Grush claimed that the U.S. government not only has UAPs in its possession, but also the remnants of the allegedly non-human pilots of the aircraft. Grush told the panel he could provide a list of cooperative and hostile witnesses who could provide
cooperative and hostile witnesses.
Yeah, who could provide Congress with more information about the programs related to UAPs. To continue,
I suggest that they go to the cooperative ones first.
Well, it's talking about the people who are trying to off other people.
Yeah, the hostile ones are going to be a little dangerous.
And my favorite news story of the week is a giant meatball of extinct mammoth unveiled in the Netherlands.
What the hell?
About this.
What?
A meatball made of lab-grown mammoth meat was unveiled at a science museum in the Netherlands on Tuesday.
Are we really using our science just to make meatballs?
Tastes like chicken.
Yeah, I can tell you something about the company because I looked into this quite heavily throughout the week.
Lord, people.
Val, the startup that made the meatball, created it using genetic information from the long extinct mammoth. Company researchers said in Tuesday's media event, some holes in the genetic sequence were filled using the closest relative, which is the African elephant. The process for making cultured meat usually starts with cells taken from a living animal. Those cells are immersed in nutrients and grown into meat in a lab.
I was just completely... I was just completely flabbergasted when you said mammoth meatball.
Story number 4, ancient mud cracks on Mars point to conditions favorable for life. Surface patterns suggest the planet had an early climate.
Let me look at your mud cracks.
Sustained wet, dry cycling.
Let me have a look at your mud cracks. You got any life in them mud cracks? Perhaps your mud cracks had a coronal mass ejection. I swear I haven't been drinking today. I'm just drinking water. Go ahead, Frosty. What are they talking about? Mud cracks?
Today, the planet is frigid, dry, and inhospitable. Billions of years ago, water flowed through rivers and filled lakes. Now, the discovery of distinctive mud cracks on the planet's surface suggests ancient Mars cycled through sustained wet and dry seasons for millions of years. I can put a picture of what they're talking about up there, but if you've ever seen like, you know what I'm talking about, when you have like an open field of mud and it'll have like a crack.
I can't do this one.
And then for the crappiest story that we've had in a while.
Disaster pants.
Delta flight makes U-turn over diarrhea incident. This is straight from the headlines. Flight 194 was 2 hours into its journey on Friday evening when the pilot reportedly asked to head back. So in an audio posted to X, formerly Twitter, he said a passenger had diarrhea all the way through the plane. Now, this plane was headed from Atlanta to Barcelona. So that's a good, decent flight there. The plane was cleaned and flew to Barcelona the next day after return. We've had a passenger who's had diarrhea all the way through the airplane. So they want us to come back to Atlanta, says the audio recording taken from communications with air traffic control. In a statement to the Insider website, Delta confirmed there had been a medical issue on board, which meant the plane had to return to Atlanta to be cleaned. Delta Flight 194 from Atlanta to Barcelona returned to Atlanta following an onboard medical issue. Our teams worked as quickly and safely as possible to thoroughly clean the airplane and get our customers to their final destination. We sincerely apologize to our customers for the delay and inconvenience of their travel plans.
I mean, just imagine.
We've talked a lot on this show. We've had snakes on the plane on this show. We've had all kinds of different bugs and stuff. Bees on a plane, I think we even had one time.
Now we've had.
And there's pictures. I'm not going to post them on Discord, but if you want to see the pictures, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
I had just listened to one of those Suzanne Spooner hypnosises, and the woman had celiac disease at some point, and she called it disaster pants. Then he tells me the story, and I'm like, it's perfect. Disaster pants.
I don't know.
That was
the conversation
pants on the disaster plane.
The conversation we were having was, you're already 2 hours into the flight of like an 11-hour flight or a 9-hour flight or something. Like,
go ahead.
At that point, do you just say, hey, let's just take a vote as the occupants of this plane and say, let's drive through this and like, let's just get to Barcelona and forget about the nightmare? To have to fly 2 hours back.
Yeah.
To what? Go sleep in the airport lobby to wake up and fly to Barcelona again the next day?
I think that's better than 7 more hours with diarrhea down the whole plane.
Well, that's what happened. So that was the weird news.
The weird news. Tell us your favorite one. The poll is running.
Oh, that was, a lot of times when we're doing the news, I'm focused on the story. I have reading to do on the other monitor and stuff. And so the best thing about putting that together was being able to look at everyone's faces during some of those stories that I don't normally get to see. Poor Brandon. It's like, I'm going to come on the show and talk about my awesome podcast.
And instead
you could just tell he's like trying to keep it together. Like,
Allison is used to our weirdness.
Well, I was getting ready to say, I
poor
think
Brandon.
Like all the cool news stories come on when Allison's on. So
yeah, clearly. She was in 3 of the 5 highlights.
Yeah.
So choose your favorite. Time's running out. Plastic water, UFO subcommittee, mammoth meatballs, mud cracks, or disaster pants. Which one is your favorite? Speak now or forever hold your peace, or your pants, or your mud cracks, or your meatballs. Air crap control. Oh my god. I know, Keisha. I keep thinking, like, I'm laughing about that story, but at the same time, I feel so bad for the person because not only did they have to shit all over the plane, they had to deal with the people that were on the plane with them, but then it became an international news story.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. It was like, I feel so bad for that person. Like, I couldn't imagine.
We have a winner.
There we go.
Mud cracks, 54%.
Mud cracks on Mars. I knew it was a good story, just not for the reasons that I picked it.
And see, Frosty, you're so upset with me for messing up that story, and now it's everybody's favorite one.
It's all about the content.
Thank you, CMC. Hey, CMC, thank you. Yeah, they're doing cartwheels down the middle of the plane. Oh, God.
Maybe we need to do like a mud crack emote or something now for to have in chat since it won.
Yes. Make them. I don't know how you make a mud crack emote. We'll get right on it.
A mud crack emote is coming your way, I guess. We'll see.
Hey, yeah, maybe you can really... Oh my goodness. Yeah, Allison needs to come on more often.
There we go.
She's the weird luck charm. Correct. Hold your butt correct.
But we definitely have the weird news.
Yes.
All right. So are we ready to do tonight's news?
Yes. What's today's news, Frosty?
Let's go to the weird news. All right. Well, sometimes the news is not fun. And so I debated on whether to have this on like a night of celebration, but I think it's too big we have to talk about. There was a mass shooting in Maine. That is the 36th mass killing this year. The latest mass killing in the U.S. happened
this
Wednesday
year?
night. Yeah.
37 this year?
36.
Holy shit, I have definitely stopped watching the news.
Yeah.
It
was, it's in Lewis, it's in Maine. Actually not that far from Saco. It's up near Portland. When a man opened fire at a bowling alley and a restaurant, killing at least 10 people. I think that number has gone up to over 20 now. And 13 people are being wounded. Yeah.
30 people died?
Is it up to that now? No, 13 people were injured. I think it's like 22 now. On my story, it listed 18.
Okay.
18 people. But that got updated today. And I think the news article I posted was from this morning. So the last I knew of this, the person was still on the run. They know who it is, a 40-year-old male identified as a person of interest, as a firearms instructor trained in the military. I think it was part of the National Guard or the Army Reserve or something.
Good Lord.
So there we go. There's definitely... it's like one of those news things. Is like we try to stay out of politics. We try not to get too into the normal news and get into the weird news, but this is weird news because this behavior and what we have going on is weird. And
yes,
we have to talk about it. We can't just pretend like it's not happening because we have to find a way to keep this stuff from happening at some point in time. But that's it. That's what we got to lead. That's big news. So healing hopefully to all the people that are living in that area. I have family that lives up that way. So definitely hope that the best news possible from here on ends up coming from there, and that we don't have to talk about these things anymore one day.
Yes.
Comprehensive study of West Antarctic ice sheet finds collapse may be unavoidable. The most comprehensive effort yet to predict how global warming will affect the West Antarctic sheet has found there is little humanity can do to stop its ice shelves from melting, which could collapse the sheet and raise sea levels by several feet in the coming centuries. The report, published Monday in the journal Nature Climate Communications, is a full-throated warning that one of the worst sea level rise scenarios scientists have cautioned about since the 1970s is most likely in progress and that little can be done to stop it. The study is the first attempt to model the uncertain atmosphere and ocean processes that could doom the ice shelves, and it doesn't factor all of the variables that could play a role in melting. Key questions remain unanswered, including how much melt our emissions to date will cause and how fast it is expected to happen. The study doesn't make specific sea level rise predictions, but outside researchers have estimated in the past that the total collapse of the West Atlantic ice sheet could contribute about 10 feet to overall sea level rise. So all the beach houses will be underwater. But evidently from this story, we've already gone past the point of no return for that. So we'll see what happens with that.
Well, Mother Earth will take care of it regardless of whatever we do, Yeah.
So third story tonight is NASA's Interstellar Voyager probe gets software updates beamed from 12 billion miles away.
And we can't get cell phone service in our living room?
Cell service, yeah. I thought this...
What the hell?
I chose this story because when I saw the headline, I was just absolutely floored. So about 46 years after NASA's Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 launched on an epic journey to explore space, the probe's antique hardware continues to receive tweaks from afar. One update, a software fix, ought to tend to the corrupted data that Voyager 1 began transmitting last year, and another set aims to prevent gunk from building up in both spacecraft's thrusters. Together, these updates intend to keep the spacecraft in contact with Earth for as long as possible. This far into the mission, the engineering team is being faced with a lot of challenges for which we just don't have a playbook, Linda Spilker, project scientist for the mission at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, said in a statement, but they continue to come up with creative solutions. In May 2022, ground control began receiving gobbledygook from the Voyager 1's attitude articulation in the control system, which keeps the probe's antenna in line with the Earth. As far as investigators can tell, the hardware is,
Gobbledygook. That
yeah,
was what the
that was in
scientists
the
called it?
order. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, it was the article, not the scientist.
Oh, okay.
But for some unknown reason, it had routed its telemetry data through a derelict onboard computer that garbled the data. Engineers have now hammered together a software update, which they first delivered to the Voyager 2 on October 20th. 12 billion miles. It's a long way to send a signal. I thought that was interesting. And of course, the Voyagers are not only the furthest thing away that we've created, but also the fastest thing now that we've created. So it's interesting to, it's actually outside of our solar system. So that's interesting that we can actually send a signal to something that isn't even in our solar system anymore.
Yes.
That's interesting. And the final story for tonight is high school students in Bohol town possessed by evil spirits.
Oh, really?
Up to 14 students of Hinawana National High School in Loye town, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct, were allegedly possessed by an evil spirit while in the midst of their class on Thursday morning. Police Staff Sergeant Donald Curran, chief investigator of the police station, made the announcement. Now, this is in the Philippines. Many of the students suddenly grew braver, screamed, and were incredibly strong while being rescued.
This sounds like a normal day in American schools.
Yeah, they're saying that when they came in, they thought all this stuff was happening, and it's assessment that they had been possessed, despite not being particularly aggressive. They were all shouting. The students reportedly calmed down after being brought to the local priest for exorcism and to the Rural Health Unit, RHU, for examination. Prior to the incident, Karan said one of the students saw a shadow person last Monday, which was why they held a mass the following day. They said the incident took place for the first time at the school in order to give, and they ended up canceling school, essentially suspended classes, to give the students time to rest after the tragedy.
Yeah, I think, and a lot of other countries and cultures think about these things a lot differently, and whether that's exactly what happened or not, that's what they think that happened. That's what they believe happened, and it's not like here, where most people don't think that things like that are possible. They do think that things like that are possible.
Well,
but yeah,
and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Philippines is heavily Catholic, so you're going to have that idea. So,
but I think it's also kind of like Catholicism in like Mexico, where it's mixed in with the traditional beliefs.
Yeah, I'm sure
it gets blended together. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know enough about the culture. But yeah, some boys saw a shadow person, and then the next day, over a dozen students were claiming to be possessed enough that they shut the school down.
Don't let the American students hear that story. They'll just do it on purpose. So they can get out of doing stuff.
And that was the news.
Interesting stories tonight.
Yeah.
2 terrible, horrible, horrifying ones, and
Yeah, I didn't want to put those stories in the news, but it's like, that's what's happening. So
yeah. Yeah, unless it's Beetlejuice stuff, then you're up for the possessions.
There you go.
Good. Yeah. Use the wooden paddle. Yes. No homework or classwork, because I'm possessed. Well. Midterm shenanigans, yeah.
Yeah. But that's the first story we've had on here like that before. We've talked a little bit about, it's something that doesn't cross my radar a lot, and I look for it. Like, I'm constantly looking for stories dealing with the paranormal, and that's the first time I've seen a mass possession being reported through the local news. So, yeah. So there we go. Off we
What
are.
do you have planned for us next, Frost Giant?
All right. So we talked about earlier, this is the 2-year anniversary along with the Halloween special. So we have put together a little video to highlight and kind of go over the last 2 years that we've had together on this program with all of you wonderful weirdos that we have on here. So we wanted to kind of go over, just put together a video to talk about, kind of highlight some things that have happened on this show. And
I don't even think it's like we couldn't put everything in there we wanted to put in there,
No.
or the video would have been like, an
hour long or something.
hour.
So we had to try to keep it short. But here we go. So enjoy, and we'll see you guys on the other side.
Welcome to the Halloween special. There's always going to be technical difficulties when you start something new. Do you like my hat? I like my hat. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 3rd episode of the Witching Hours. Hey, everybody. It's not Friday. What am I doing here? Oh, we're doing the Witching Hours. Good evening, my friends. Is it working? Is it working?
Yeah.
It's working? Okay.
Yep.
Well, then I have to repeat everything I just said. Hello. Welcome to the Witching Hours, episode 6. I'm patting ourselves on the back again. We've made it to 6 episodes. Welcome to the Witching Hours, episode 7. Can you believe it? We've done 7 of these already.
7.
Hello, everybody. Let me make sure that my sound's working this time. I checked it earlier, but it's Mercury retrograde time. You never know what could have happened in the last 2 minutes. Welcome. It's the Witching Hours, episode 8. Can you believe we've made it to 8 episodes? We're gonna have to throw a party when we get to 10. Hey, everybody. Did you guys like our new beginning video? Frost Giant
Hello.
spent a lot of time making that. Isn't that awesome? It's the Witching Hours! Yay! Episode 10. We're in episode 10. Holy moly. How did we get here? Hello! Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. There we go. Okay. Hello. Are we working? I see the bitrate has dropped down to the bottom of the depths of despair again. Hello. Welcome to the 13th episode of the Witching Hours. Can you believe it? Hello, everybody. It's been a whole year since we have started the Witching Hours. Halloween is the first episode. And here we are again with some special guests. We have Michael Myers, Jason, and me and Lynn.
Welcome in. How's everybody doing this evening? Welcome to the Witching Hours. Hello. How's everybody doing? We've made it to another episode of the Witching Hours. From the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, from the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, from the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, flying to you through the internet.
Hello, TWH. This is weird.
From the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, flying through the internet to your device like a UAP, hauntingly unexplained and downright weird. This is the Witching Hours. This is the Witching Hours. We are ready to take off in the flash of an eye. Good evening to one and all, wherever or whenever, from the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. That whole thing, it's gonna go away. I gotta come up with a new one. And I don't know where that's gonna be, because we're not gonna be in the foothills anymore. From the land of conjurers, flying through the internet to your device at QAP, hauntingly unexplained and downright weird, this is the Witching Hours, and we are ready to take off in the flash of an eye. Good evening to one and all, wherever and whenever you are listening to this program. I am Johnny the Frost, and joining me as always is Medium Jenny Lee. How are you doing this evening, Jenny? And joining me as always is Medium Jenny Lee. And joining me tonight is Allison, the Priestess of Wonderland. How are you doing tonight, Allison? And joining me as always is Medium Jenny Lee. How are you doing, Jenny?
And we have back our very special guest, Charity from Aquarius Rising Tarot. And this evening we have a special guest, psychic medium Joe Cunningham.
And you guys know how excited I have been about our guest this evening, which is Nicole Elizabeth. Today we have Reiki Master Shayna Marie. Yay!
A returning guest now, friend of the program, Vicky Louvier.
She's going to be here tonight talking to us about angels and spirit signs. Today we have special guest John from RVA Paranormal. We have RVA Paranormal back, and last time we just had John on, but now we have his lovely significant other as well, Lynn, here with us. So we have Irene and Danica, medium and paranormal investigators, and we're going to be talking about their recent excursion into Waverly Hills. We have a very special guest, the Environomicon, aka V.
Everyone, give a warm welcome to Allison, the Priestess of Wonderland.
So let's see what next year has in store.
Yes.
Charity, you start, my dear. There she is.
There we go.
In color.
Yay, how cool.
And we can hear her.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh my, hooking up the camera. Now I know how to hook up the camera. Thanks for your patience. Your call is important to us.
Welcome.
Hi, Erica. Yay, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi,
okay.
So,
Hi.
we would like to welcome on to the show Kathy McDaniel.
There she is. Yay. And the crowd goes wild.
Mark Hunter Brooks. Mark, welcome in to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you. I'm actually excited to be here.
Welcome to the program, Jennifer. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing really well, and thank you so much for having me, you guys, Jenny Lee and Frosty. It is wonderful, wonderful to be here.
Pamela, welcome to the Witching Hours, and thanks for coming on.
Yay.
Thank you for having me today.
We have one tonight, Ragnar Eriksson, a 43-year-old guy just trying like hell to get people to talk to each other again. We want to welcome officially to the show tonight Mark Hunter Brooks, returning friend of the program, author of the book Earth's Hidden Reality. And we had him on last time, and we got about maybe halfway through some of the stuff we wanted to talk about, and we burned the midnight oil.
No doubt about it. This is weird.
So there's going to be no more weird stonks on Saturday night.
I have a hot, weird stonk tip.
What is
And
that?
I was going to share that with you, but I'm sad to hear that, we won't have a venue to share these things anymore. But I mean, this is a real by order event, man.
Oh, wow.
It's for the Woolly Mammoth Synthetic Swedish Meatball Corporation.
Oh, yes. The mammoth meatballs.
So this is the original picture.
Like she's standing kind of in the crack of the door.
Yes. There she is.
So, what I'll be talking about tonight, for the most part, is people doing what we would consider vampire-y type of like ritual, not ritual, but killings, I guess you could call it.
So ultimately, the basis of most animals is pure love, trust, and harmony. And what people don't have in their life most of the time is love, trust, and harmony.
Can Reiki also help with physical injuries?
Yeah.
it can 100%. Sacral chakra, I know that when that's out of balance, it affects your lower back, and it can go up your spine also and out to your extremities.
It makes sense in a detailed kind of way, but again, it's a very misleading term, because like you said, you think somebody's just full of themselves. If only. Well, the term comes from Narcissus, the myth of Narcissus, who fell in love essentially with his own reflection.
All right, we're gonna play this EVP from St. Albans.
It's a big maze. Flash. Very cold. Very, very cold. It is cold in here. 3 in here? Yeah, 3 decades.
I'm not exactly sure when I got my first tarot deck, but it took reading for other people for me to really start understanding the tarot.
And it was kind of a reddish glow, and I thought, well, maybe the sun's coming up, maybe I'm outside. And it kind of looked foggy, though, and that was kind of like, this isn't right. It's warm, it smelled terrible, and all of a sudden out of this fog came this scary voice that just said, do you know where you are? And it caused me to freak out and said, well, all I could think of was hell.
As Tesla was able to illuminate light bulbs, I'm able to illuminate a light bulb. So I hold in my hand a fluorescent tube. When I pass it close to the instrument, it lights up. It animates. Now, obviously, fluorescent tube is still in its factory package.
It's still in the package.
My immediate thought was, I gotta distribute my weight, right? I gotta get down. I gotta try to spread it, and then no, I was under the water.
Wow.
So I had no time to even think about it, no time to take a deep breath, and then take a couple of extra seconds to contemplate what was going to happen. I was just kind of under the water.
There are many thousands of newspapers in the country. I picked 150 of them, and only 3 would do a story about the scale of these numbers. And we could give it to them down to the village and zip code level in their state, and they still went yawn.
Wow.
Low data bias. This is weird.
Yay. That was so fun to watch. Like I hadn't, you showed me like a little bit of it as you were making it, but I hadn't seen the whole thing in its entirety. And like to see all of the guests, not all of the guests, because like the most recent guests weren't on there, but like to see all the guests that we've had on, all the different stuff we talked about, all the cool people that we've met, like it's really special.
Yeah. I mean, we've had a lot of cool people on this show.
There's been a lot of amazing people on this show, and some of them we're lucky enough to say that they're our friends.
Yeah. Which is one of the reasons we were talking about these remote things we're going to go do where we're broadcasting live, because we're meeting lots of cool people through doing this show, and we want to go do more stuff with them and be able to share more of that stuff with you guys. So
yeah, it's been
a great 2 years, and we've made, like you said, not just had guests on the show, but we started to make friends through the show, which has been absolutely amazing. Not with with the community, with you guys, and also with the guests we're having on. And so that's been the coolest thing to see too. And like with Mark Hunter Brooks, like he loves you. He loves you guys.
Yeah.
He can't wait to like bring up all his little things that he's been catching up on in Discord when it comes on. It's always fun. So
yeah. Pretty amazing.
Yeah. Someone asked earlier why the guests look so bored or like so upset during the video. And that's because most of them are not watching the stream. They're just watching.
Yeah. No, they're just
Jenny
like
in Discord.
It's usually now it's just me because they
Yeah.
can't see Frosty, and before it used to be Frosty and they couldn't see me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not going to do a poll because there's too many guests to fit in the 5 slots, but who were some of your favorite guests? I know a lot of people are getting excited when they saw different people pop up on the screen, but who were some of your favorites that you enjoyed having on, that you enjoyed seeing again in our little highlight reel? Mark and Charity.
And also the torture before we come on air. We yell at them and do evil psychological experiments before we come live.
Too many people. Yes, and poor Allison can never hear anything, especially when we try to use guest star. God, that was a hot mess. Mark, of course, Allison, yes.
I've been really hesitant to use guest star again. There's been a couple of times it's worked fine, but it's always like a crapshoot.
Yeah, you never know what's going to work and what doesn't work. Yeah.
You don't know until you know, which isn't great.
I had kind of forgotten. I had kind of forgotten how awesome our last year's Christmas show was with all the different people that came on to give predictions. That was really cool.
Yeah,
And,
it's time to start getting that together again, actually.
We need to do that again this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already have the date set for it. It'll be the Thursday after Christmas. So yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there. You guys can start sending in your predictions for 2024.
Yes. We will go over the predictions we did for this year.
Yep.
And then we'll have our predictions for next year.
I have the predictions saved in a Google Doc, hopefully, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in the
I think I saw it when I was searching for today's thing. So yes.
So we'll go over them.
It's in there.
Also, let me take the moment to shout out Shadow Spoken, who purchased a Witching Hours hoodie for another 40 more episodes. Thank you so much.
Yay,
Shadow
Spoken. That's
and
awesome.
now me and you can both rep the Witching Hours with our hoodies together. It is a very fine hoodie. I love mine. I wear it everywhere now. It's very warm too. It's not like a good 65-degree day hoodie. It's more like it's cold outside hoodie. So it's very warm.
I wear his hoodie sometimes and it is very nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of merch.
Yeah. It's that time. We're going to do our first giveaway of the night, which is going to be a t-shirt giveaway.
T-shirt.
Did not plan on how we're going to do the giveaway. I guess I can do a
wheel of
names.
Wheel of names, people. Yes. Prediction show was so fun. Hoaxers has a really good prediction for next year. It's going to start on January 1st and end on December 31st. Now, what if you just jinxed us, Hoaxers, and that's not what happens? What if something weird happens and all of a sudden we're on a different timeline and it's not like December 31st? It's like December 29th.
Yeah.
And it's like December's the leap year month instead. What if that happens? What did you just do to us, Hoaxers?
Yep. Or if the world ends sometime in September or something.
Michael Mantis was just looking at the t-shirts. There you go. That's your name in the hat, Michael Mantis.
So I guess how we want to do this, just if you want to enter the t-shirt giveaway, type a WTH in chat for the Witching Hours. WTH. TWH.
TWH.
The Witching Hours. Twa, as our friend would say.
What is WTH?
Yeah.
The Witching Hours. TWH. Okay.
Yep.
Michael Mantis would like to get in on the t-shirt. Shadow Spoken. CMC loose.
And for the winner, you'll just send me a message either on Twitch or on Discord, or at giantofthefrost@gmail.com, and give us the size that you want and the color and all that stuff, and we'll get it ordered to you.
Color, address.
Give the address and we'll have it sent out, and there we go.
Are you getting the wheel ready? Because I can read the names off to you.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Michael Mantis.
Got it?
Shadow Spoken.
Got it.
CMC.
Got it.
Loose.
All right.
Hoaxsters.
Got it.
Amber. All right, people. I know there's more people that want to get on this t-shirt giveaway. TWH. WT.
Yeah.
Hell? What the hell? There you go. That's what the WTH was. Is what the hell?
I didn't plan before while we were going to sign up, so it's
I just figured we were doing the wheel of names.
Well, I mean, like what to put in chat or any of that.
Okay.
All right. Give it another minute. If you would like the chance for a free t-shirt,
a Witching Hours t-shirt.
TWH in chat, and we'll spin the wheel here in a second. Is that everybody? We good to go?
Give them a little bit more time. I can hear somebody thinking about it, and they're trying to decide whether they want to or not.
Someone's getting a snacky snack, popping some popcorn or something. They're gonna miss it.
Yeah, you got Amber, right, Frosty?
Yeah, we got Amber. We got Amber, we got Hoaxers, we got Loose, we got CMC, we got Shadow Spoken, and we got Michael Mantis.
Anybody else? Last call. Last call for the t-shirt giveaway. Wheel spin.
Have we sent anything overseas yet? I'm pretty sure that the store we use Streamlabs, and I think they also have a distribution center in Europe.
I know my spring store does that.
Yeah, so we should be good.
Yeah.
For anyone who wants to enter.
All right, Frosty, I think it's time to spin the wheel.
All right, let's switch the camera over here to the desktop again.
Good luck, everybody.
All right. Here we go.
Clickety clack.
Loose.
Loose wins every single giveaway. OMG. This is the third time Loose has won something.
It's rigged. No, it's not rigged.
Oh, Keisha, you just missed the Witching Hours giveaway, t-shirt giveaway. It's totally rigged. Loose won the t-shirt. All right, Loose, send the information to Frosty. Size, color.
Yeah, if you go in the store,
I have your address. You don't need to send your address.
If you go in the store, I think there are quite a few color options I put on there. So check out the store, which is linked down below, or you can get there at thewitchinghourspodcast.com, which I haven't talked about a whole lot, but we do have an official website now, thewitchinghourspodcast.com. You can go there, and it has a schedule for all the upcoming shows that are coming up. It has past streams and links to the store and everything there. So
Loose did give their last giveaway away.
That is true.
Yes.
Which that should be to you any day now, Keisha, I think. So let us know if you haven't heard anything by, say, another week. I know it's pretty slow. It usually takes a while, the shipping. It's not like Amazon Prime or anything. Or anything like that. No next day shipping.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the tumbler. Oh, excellent. Awesome.
Yay.
Good deal.
And I'm going to share the website link here. I'll pin it up to the top. And there it is. Amy Burney's going to be at next year's Michigan Paragon. Yes. Plus, hubby and I already have a hotel. Yay. In case we need a ride. All right. Frosty's trying to talk me into it.
Yeah. We were looking at all of our options, and the one that was less than an hour away was it's going to be about a 5.5 hour ride for us to go to Shawnee. So that's going to be a hefty trip. That's going to be a nice trip.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be crazy.
Two out of the 3 of our children are coming with us.
Yeah.
Because, they have weird ass parents, so they clearly are also weird.
Well, our son, it was expected.
Yes.
He's an adult now.
And we used to do ghost hunting stuff together when he was 4 years old. Here's a ghost story I don't know if I shared. I don't know if I ever shared this one on the original Witching Hours episode, the first one. And if I did, most of you probably weren't here to hear it. And it's been 2 years, so I'm going to share it again because it just fits. It fits with what we're talking about. So I used to have an art studio in a very old building that used to be a department store, and before that it was probably something else. And it's in Old Town Petersburg, which is a very haunted place because it's old. It's the siege of Petersburg during the Civil War. Like, so many soldiers died from both sides, like right there on the river. So it's like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on around there. And I'm actually reading one of Pamela K. Kinney's books that she wrote about it right now.
Mm.
It's where I go to do yoga and where I worked for 5 or 6 years. But anyway, I had an art studio in this building, and I was on the 3rd floor, and the 4th floor was not renovated. And there was stairs that went up to the 4th floor, and there was just like a tarp that like covered up the entrance. And I could tell this was before I was a medium. This was before I knew what I was going to be doing many, many years in the future. But I had always been sensitive, and I could tell that there was something there, and I knew it was female, and I could sense that it was down the hallway sometimes, like watching me do things. And it kind of creeped me out a little bit, but not really. So one day, my oldest child and I, which at the time he was like 4 years old, we had been watching Ghost Hunters. Ghost Hunters came on. That was when Ghost Hunters was brand new. And we watched it every week. We didn't ever miss an episode. So I had this old, like, crappy cell phone, and I had downloaded their crappy ass app at the time. It their app was brand new, and it was like shit, right? So we go stand on the stairs that go up to the 4th floor, and we're asking if somebody's there. If they're there, can they make a noise? And we hear a couple of knocking noises, and they're like, if you're there, can you do it again? And we didn't hear a knocking noise. From right beside us, we heard with our ears. This is the only time I've ever heard a disembodied voice in my life. We heard, yes. And it was a whisper. And to me, it sounded like it was having to travel through something that was very dense. That was the only way I can explain it. It was a female voice. She said yes, that she would do the knocking noise again. She just said yes. And the way that it sounded was that it was like someone was whispering through a wall, is the way that it sounded. And we both looked at each other like, oh my God, did you hear that? And he's like, yeah. So they're like, oh my God, like we start flirting out, And we're like I was super excited, like, okay, let's talk to this person some more. But then some people came in and completely screwed up our ghost hunting extravaganza, and we didn't ever get to do it again because right after that, they kicked everybody out of the building because they sold it to somebody who renovated it and made it apartments. So somebody else got that lady in there, probably in their bathroom or their bedroom or something right now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that the same building that had the elevator story?
Yes, the elevator you had to have a key to go up to the 4th floor because the 4th floor was not renovated. And that elevator would go by itself to the 4th floor, or it would come down from the 4th floor by itself with nobody in it. And you can't even push a button for it to go to the 4th floor. You had to turn the key, and there's no key in it.
Yeah, we were leaving the art studio one night, and we went up to the elevator to press the button to leave, and we were like the only ones in the building. It was like later at night. And we hit the button for the elevator to come down, and it came down from the 4th floor.
Yeah, that happened multiple times.
All right. I got
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, everybody. I hope you're all right. So I think we're ready for the next ghost story for tonight. We had a special guest to come on and share a story with us. They have not been on the program before, but they will be coming on the program.
Scheduled to come on now.
At the end of November. So we'll go ahead and play the video for you. And we will see you guys in a minute. All right, everybody. I hope you're enjoying our Halloween spooktacular this evening. Tonight, we have a special guest for you. Jaxon Schelhaas is going to be joining us, and he is from Exploring Arda and Drink and Dried podcast, which you can find wherever you find your podcasts. And he's here to share a spooky story with us. So what kind of spooky story do you have for us tonight, Jaxon?
Well, thanks for having me on, first of all. Very much appreciated. First story that I got for you is one of sleep paralysis, which is not fun. Definitely not a fun experience to go through. And depending how long that takes, I have another one where I see pretty much ghost kids in mirrors. So,
okay.
I don't know if you want me to start right now or
yes. Let's go with sleep. Let's go with door number 1: sleep paralysis.
So I don't know if you guys have covered sleep paralysis yet.
No, we haven't.
We haven't.
It's pretty terrible. So this was all the way back when I was still living in Iowa. So this is literally small town Iowa vibes, and we live out in the country. And this was probably when I was in, I want to say sophomore year, probably in high school. And just regular night, just getting ready. This is like in the summertime. And I guess to kind of explain where we are, we're in a house. We lived in a house out in the middle of nowhere, basically. But next to us was this old dirt road. Just kind of went on for miles over some hills and stuff, but nobody used it, right? And eventually it led over to this broken down bridge, and that was out of commission for however many years. So basically I'm getting ready for bed and doze off until around 1, I would say 1 o'clock in the morning or so. And something just kind of almost doesn't really call out to me, but something draws me over to the window, actually. So I stand up randomly. I, open the blinds, and on the road is this little girl standing on the road, and she has black hair, has a white dress on, and it's not dirty at all. It's perfectly clean, which is really weird because this is gravel roads out in the country. Really, really weird stuff. So I kind of shake it off. I go on to turn on the lights. I go back to the window, and she's gone, pretty much. So I'm like, okay, well, that's really weird. And she had really, really pale skin. I couldn't even see her face because it was so far away, but I could tell just from her face it was really pale. So I kind of, shake it off. I was like, okay, well, that was kind of weird. So another month passes, and this time it's about the same time, 1 or 2 in the morning, and I get woken up by something, and it was almost like a half paralysis thing. It was really weird because I sit up, and across from the room is the closet, and standing right beside the closet is the girl. So now she is in the room with me.
She's come in the house.
And it's the same thing. She has the same dress on, white dress down to her ankles, and her hair is mostly covered, and it's all black, but I could see just a glare from her, when your face is down like this, but that they're staring directly at you. And so she's just standing there, just staring at me, and I want to move, but I'm for the longest time I just I'm just there in the bed. I'm just like, okay, this is not good.
Wow.
And then I guess, the whole like breaking paralysis is when you like move like a finger or a toe or something like that. I think like I hit like my elbow and it kind of went like, I got my arm free, turn on the lights, and
shit's gone.
Pretty much.
Oh, wow.
So that was the second encounter with a girl. And then the final one was the one with like the actual sleep paralysis, like for reals. Hold on, my cat is. There we go. So that one was, I was knocked out middle of the night. I don't even know what time it was. And I get woken up and she's now on top of me. She is screaming in my face, but she's not, you can't hear the screams. So it's like it looks like she's screaming, but there's absolute silence. So all I see is like this like open mouth and screaming at me. And I don't know what I can't do anything. My body's frozen in place and I'm trying to move any way that I can, but I'm stuck there until something, I don't know. Of course, this is all unexplained stuff, but something pushes me off the bed. And so I just land flat on my back on the ground, just boom. Wow. I don't know how long I was out. Because then, like 2 minutes later, my mom comes up and she's just like, so, like, happened? Did something fall? And I'm like, still on the floor.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, I think I fell out of bed. And I was trying to tell them, I was just like, there was this really creepy, really creepy girl that was just screaming at me, and my mom was just like, oh, that was probably just like, a nightmare or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, okay, sure. So the nightmares pushed me out of bed.
So did falling out break the paralysis?
I think so, yeah. Because when I fell down, I kind of like I hit the back of my head, because I remember the morning I had like the worst migraine ever. I'm like, that it happened because otherwise it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I think this is because like it knocked me out I want to say for a while, because I don't know. So that's the thing. I don't know how long I was knocked out.
Yeah, there's no way to know.
Right.
So, okay, so let's go back to the first time. So the first time you saw her, you weren't in a paralysis.
No.
You got up and went to the window, right? And you you're standing there and you're like looking at her.
Yeah. And
did you feel like paralyzed at all in that first experience with her?
A little bit. So like, because like when I was looking at her from far away, from the window, which is like on the second story of the house, to maybe like a few hundred feet away from the gravel road or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know, something just kind of like, it did freeze me in place for a while.
Hi, Toby.
This is insane. Whenever I record, my cat loves to be part.
Yeah.
They like to be in the middle of everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the second time you woke up and you sat up.
Yeah.
Before the paralysis like set in, right?
Yeah. So like my legs weren't moving at all.
Yeah.
It was weird.
But then the third time
my arms were
you were
stiff.
absolutely frozen, like from the start. Yeah.
Yeah, like from the beginning, and then the whole screaming started, but then it wasn't screaming because it was silent, and it was weird. It was really weird.
And that's very unsettling, because it's so easy to explain away the sleep paralysis things.
Yeah.
But if you're seeing these things before you're experiencing sleep paralysis, I don't know how easy it is to explain that away.
I don't know. I've been so curious ever since then. I don't know. But then the thing is, ever since that happened, then I wouldn't say it wasn't often, but like every now and then I would actually like see things, like like spirits and shadows, and hear voices and things like that. I think that was like the initial, like people like think that there's like a third eye awakening kind of thing. Sometimes you can do it through meditation or an experience. So I feel like that experience was the thing that kind of, opened that up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you had any more experiences with like nightmares and sleep paralysis since that, or did it?
No, that's the only time. It's so weird. I literally have never had sleep paralysis ever since then.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was one and done. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, Jackson. I don't know.
weird.
I hate to tell you this, buddy, but I don't know if that was sleep paralysis. So, what do you think? What do you think pushed you out of the bed?
I don't know. Maybe it was that same spirit, possibly because. Well, that's the thing. I don't know either because like my eyes are open.
Yeah,
and I'm seeing this girl quietly screaming or whatever, and then something just pushes me off. So maybe it was her. Maybe because it's I don't know. Is it spirit? Like they have powers. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of almost feel like it was something else pushing you off the bed to break the control that she has having over you at that moment, you know?
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys recall like the bridge that I mentioned earlier. Every time that I would go over there, because I love adventures, whatever, and little kid out in the woods, with wooden swords, adventure stuff. Every time I go to the bridge, it gives me that really unsettling vibe. Like there's something there, but you just can't quite see it.
Yeah.
Every time I turned my back on the bridge, it was always really, really unsettling. Like going to the bridge, it was fine. So
yeah, like something's watching you to make sure you're leaving.
Yeah, like eyes that are watching, but every time I turn around, it's just a bridge. So
good Lord, that was terrifying. Like scary ring girl.
Jaxon, go ahead and tell us where you can find your podcast, and then also tell us a little bit about your book.
Yeah, so I guess, so the two podcasts I have for Exploring Arda and Drinking Dried are on YouTube. Exploring Arda is a lot more YouTube-centered. It's on Castbox, and it's also on Spotify, if I do believe. I couldn't get it to Apple because every time I try, it gives me some weird
Apple's an asshole. Yeah, we know. We know all about it.
I had to fight a battle to get the witching hours over on Apple too, so I've been through it.
I don't get it, so I'm like, well, I'll just start uploading on YouTube, and it's been way better than that way. So, Drinking Dried is also on YouTube, but it is on Apple. It's on Spotify, Castbox, and Anchor, I do believe. So.
Awesome. Okay, now tell us about your book.
So my book, if you guys can see it, it is called The Lands of Ordia, RDIA, The Lands of Ordia. And this is a 5-book fantasy series that I've been working on, complete with like a big, rich history and lore, like over 1,200 years of history and lore. And this is set in the third age of the world. So I've made, obviously the first 2 ages of history. But yeah, it's been something I've been working on for years and years. I have a hand-drawn map inside. I've been working on a language. I don't know if you guys want me to give like.
Can you hold the book up again? Sure. Hold the book up again.
So this one has.
That is a massive book. How many pages is that?
Yes, this is 600 and hold on a minute. 617 pages.
17 pages, and it's just book 1.
That's book 1.
And you're going to have book 5 books. Yes. Good Lord, so, man. Excellent. You're busy. Busy.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, and I'm working on the second book right now, and it's longer than the first one.
Oh my God.
And, yeah, it has more chapters, it has more things going on. And
wow.
There's a lot that I've put into it, and every time I have the chance to share it, I just kind of have to. So.
Excellent. And the first book is available for purchase. Okay, and it's available on Amazon. So, if and we are coming up, as I've said quite often recently, Jaxon, we have the holidays are right around the corner. I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but I'm already like, okay, when you have kids, it's like, it's already time to get busy with that. So if you're thinking about your holiday shopping and you have someone on your list who likes fantasy, and I know a lot of us who listen to the Wishing Hours podcast do, then make your way over to Amazon and get a nice
please
fantasy book. There we go. Excellent.
Get book 1. And then 5. Yes. Then that person will have 4 more Christmas presents coming in the future.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
You just can't George. You just can't George R.R. Martin it, Jackson.
Please don't.
You have to. We have to keep a steady thing going here. Like
another one thing too. So my pen name, I don't know if you can see it. It is JJ Schelhaas.
Okay.
So that is
excellent.
Another
JJ Schelhaas.
Looking for JJ Schelhaas, not Jaxon Schelhaas. Got it.
Excellent.
I think it
awesome.
would appear anyway if it's my name, but
yeah,
pen name, that's what it is. So
awesome and excellent. Well, thank you very much for being on the show with us tonight.
Yeah, it was awesome and fun sharing my stories. So
yeah, and we'll have you back for a show.
Yeah, definitely. I would love that actually.
So there we go. What do we think about that one? We had some good ones in chat too.
Yes. There's a whole part of the conversation with Jaxon that took place after that part ended. And I pretty much figured out that none of that was a sleep paralysis. But when he comes on very soon, I think next month, November, right? We will talk about that then.
He's going to be on November 16th. So he'll be our first guest back on after we come back from Lake Shawnee.
Yes. So we will talk about what I thought about his sleep paralysis. Shadow Spoken had a super cool story. Sleeping at her friend's house one night on the floor in the living room, and the owner of the house freaked out because they saw a black cat spirit curled up and sleeping on her chest in the middle of the night. And they didn't have any pets. That is pretty spooky.
Yeah, no animals.
Frosty, did you want to read Keisha's?
Yeah, let me get back up to it here in chat. Let's see. Okay, so we went to visit. Oh, hold on. Might catch it. Okay. We went to visit family, and they had bought their house a year prior. The wife thought she heard noises, but I never felt anything. So we stayed over one night and slept on the floor in the basement. I woke up in the night feeling stared at. I looked up and there was a woman in the doorway just staring at us. I panicked, but I couldn't do anything and went to sleep again. A year later, they were redoing the basement and found what appeared to be human bones in concrete under the basement stairs.
That is terrifying.
They sold the house and got out. Police came and they took everything out to be examined, but never told them anything about the results, which is pretty typical.
Yeah,
things
police
like that
don't
happen.
tell anybody anything.
Yeah.
And then CMC had a question for us.
Yeah? You want to read it?
Yeah, CMC asked if you could have an online guest appearance to tell his stories.
Like live tonight?
Yes.
We could try something like that. We could, I don't know if we could do video, but we could maybe join the Discord call and then
just audio
and just do audio. That might work. There we go. Well, welcome to being live.
Yay, CMC.
And I've got the video going. I'm not sure if you can see it.
There you go. Yeah, me and you are in the same box. That's perfect.
All right. Well, thank you for joining the program, CMC Air Boss. What is the story you'd like to share with us tonight?
Well, I've got 4 ghost stories. One in particular happened just 2 years ago. I was up in Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia in a town called Judic. And my sister and myself, we went up to see relatives. And she's been up every couple of years. And this is the first time, I think, 30 plus years that I've been up there to see my relatives. And yeah, it was kind of interesting. They're all grown up because I all saw them as a kid and they saw me as a kid, but it was pretty cool. We rented a Airbnb, which was a yellow house on a hill, and kind of had a sweeping landscape and phenomenal view of the water that's between Cape Breton and Nova Scotia proper. Turns out it was a fourth cousin of both me and my sister that we had never met that owned the house.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. And so we didn't know we were related, but very old house, but it had been updated and painted fairly recently. Very nice looking yellow house. Turned out the laundry room was the former post office for the entire town of Judic.
Wow.
And that happened late 1800s through the early 1900s. And for reference, my grandmother was born in Judic in the 1800s.
Wow.
Yeah. So she had kids late. My mother had kids late. So multi-century generations.
Yeah.
So it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were at this house. My sister went out one day. I think she went to Tim Hortons, which anybody in Canada knows what Tim Hortons is, for coffee. I was sitting at the kitchen table working on something, and the window in the room that I was sleeping in on the first floor slammed shut hard. Like someone just like yanked on it, like Frosty came and and really wanted that window shut bad. So that was the first experience. The second experience was that night, and every subsequent night, my sister was hearing someone rolling around the floor on a wheelchair.
Oh, wow. She's
She's a really light sleeper and gets really annoyed when people wake her up. So you thought it was me? Clearly, no wheelchairs in the house.
Like you're just
But she
messing
heard
with her,
it
rolling a wheelchair around in the middle of the night.
Single night. Yep. And the thing that kind of all brought it together is every single night there was wind inside the house that was blowing a bunch of flyers because it was Airbnb. They had a bulletin board with all of the local restaurants, local sites, and excursions that you can do. And they kept falling on the floor, like
Wow.
popping all of the tacks. And
Goodness gracious.
every morning when I get up, they were on the floor. It was, yeah, unexplainable. And
They don't want the window open or the flyers up.
no, this is at night. We didn't have the windows open.
No, I'm just saying, like, whoever is in there didn't want the window open, and they didn't want any damn flyers hanging up on the wall.
They exactly. And my sister brought it up to my cousins who live there and almost next door neighbors. And they said, "Oh, yeah, we've heard all the stories."
Wow.
What? Why did you let us rent this Airbnb? Clearly, they knew that this was haunted is not the right term, but there is a spirit there that is very, very active. And they said, "Yeah, that's quite well known."
Wow.
And it turned out it was the woman that was running the post office. Well, this is what we suspect in the very early 1900s is
Wow.
that she's still in that house. And yep, she's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's still her house.
That would make sense if she was like the postal person, you know?
Mhm.
She's trying to keep it together, and you guys are just in there messing everything up.
She felt the connection to the community and still feels the need to do that, apparently.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Very
maybe this is
interesting.
better than typing out something and having us to read it.
Priestess said that's a long time to be angry. There's no time on the other side, Allison. There's no time. So she was probably, she just thinks it was yesterday she was angry.
Yeah.
Well, or today.
Yeah, it's today. It was today she got pissed off. But really,
why
it's
are
been like
these
100
people in
years.
my house? I have things to do. I have to get the mail out. And
yeah.
Precisely.
Well, awesome,
Wow.
CMC. Well, thanks.
You have
for
time
telling
for
us
another
your
one?
Story. Yeah, tell us another
let's do one more.
Okay, this one will be fairly quick. Again, kind of involves my sister. Her best friend in the town where I grew up in has a house in the Highlands, and very modern looking house, really, really nice, well appointed. But the very back of the house is original late 1700s, early 1800s. And there's a ghost, a very active ghost that lives there. It's one that I saw. I was sitting on a couch looking at the TV, and I just looked off to the side at the old part of the house, which is now a living or a dining room. And I saw a knee and a leg like going into the wall.
Oh, wow.
Their experiences are far more interesting. The husband had heard, actually everybody heard, the radio go on in the bottom floor sometime in the middle of the morning. And when he got up and started going down the stairs, the radio turned off. My sister's friend was doing laundry one day and heard footsteps in the floor above her, and there was no one in the house. She was completely alone. And it all seems to be whoever owned that house or built that house in the late 17 or 1800s is still very much active. Very interested, and they're quite tech savvy because they're able to turn on radios and stereos.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
and turn them off.
And going through the walls, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
It makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if that wall that went through was not there when it was there.
Oh, that's true.
That was part of the original wall of the house.
Okay, so it would have been there.
Yep.
Wow.
Exactly. And I was told of another woman that had been there that was in that same dining room, had said, you've got a presence here that's not of this time. And they go, yeah, we know.
Well, there we go.
Those are my 2 ghost stories.
Awesome. Those are great.
Well, thank you very much for sharing with that, CMC. We appreciate it.
Thank you for the invite.
So there's some 2 more spooky stories for you all on the Halloween special.
There you go.
Yay. Thanks, CMC.
Excellent.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
Signing off.
Signing off. Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yay.
Thank you to the wonderful CMC Air Boss, who is also one of our, I don't know, like we use CMC a lot in chat. He does a lot of fact checking for us. Lots of fact checking for us, an important person.
Yes. Michael Mantis, you had said earlier that you were thinking about coming on to tell us a story or two. I know that it's almost 3:00 in the morning for you, and you might be asleep, but I'd like to offer the invitation if you wanted to. It worked out just fine with CMC here.
Yeah.
We just have to get you on the Discord there.
No pressure.
Let us know. Yeah. CMC's the goat. You need to fly somewhere, yeah.
It's too late, so you can send in chat if you like. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do this, Michael Manis. Let's get together and find a time for you to come on the Witching Hours, and then you can just share it with us in time there. We had talked about that a little bit the other day. If you're up for that.
We had someone. We had Chat to Charlie from the UK on, and we met with her on like a Saturday afternoon. So it was like the evening time for her. So like you could just be a guest, like the guest for the episode if you're interested.
Yeah.
And then that got me thinking earlier today that it would be super cool to have an all Twitch streamers episode where we had just a bunch of different Twitch streamers come on and talk about whatever weird stuff they wanted to talk about. Whether it's like a pre-recorded thing or if we have them on guest star, like whatever. Like, I think that would be super fun. Something to plan for next year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Spiritual journey. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, we were talking about a little bit the other day in your stream. So that would be great. Best way to do it probably is to email us so we can figure out dates and stuff like that. We always do it on Thursday. So I can let you know what dates we have coming up.
Or we were just saying we could do one on the weekend since he's
or either way.
In a different time zone.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we have to email.
Yes.
giantofthefrost@gmail.com.
8:00 p.m. for us is 1:00 a.m. for him.
Yeah. We actually had another person from across the pond that was going to share a story with us this evening, and they had something come up at the last minute and they weren't able to record. We were trying to do that on a Sunday because for some of us, like for Michael Manis, staying up till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning might not be a big deal. Sometimes I stay up to 2 or 3, but some people it's like, I'm not staying up past like 9:30. So like we got to get this done early.
We'll have to plan one out for you for next year because we got this year all booked up. Maybe January-ish.
And we also have the we talked about it before, but the prediction show, and we want to have people on again for the prediction show. Just come on for like 10 minutes and share your predictions. So if you want to hang out with us for that too, let us know. So
you want to make any predictions? That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting show. I always like going over what happened the year before. We got all that stuff coming around again. So the next thing we have up now that ghost story time is over is the past life reading.
To get my post-it notes ready.
Giveaway. Ginny is going to give away
past life video.
Yep. I guess
a recorded video of me, remote viewing, channeling, whatever, a past life for you. So if you've won a past life reading before, because I know some people have, it's been so long now, I don't remember who has gotten those, and it might not even be people that are here right now. But if you've ever won one of those from me before, give somebody else a chance to get one. But if you're interested in getting in on this and winning a past life reading video, do the same thing you did earlier. TWH, not WTH. In the chat, and we're going to make a new one, a new wheel of names.
Have you ever had a problem before where the wheel of names doesn't want to come up and instead it just shows you advertisements?
No, I have not had that problem.
It is not. The wheel of names is not working for me. It's bringing up a web page for the Nissan Frontier, the 2020.
Refresh.
No, it won't bring up the website at all. I've closed out Chrome and typed in the website multiple times, and every time it takes me to like a car website.
Okay, try a different, like just Google wheel of names. Maybe there's another one. Your wheel of names got hacked by a Nissan.
Possibly. I don't know what's going on with that. All right, I got it. It's going now.
Okay, let's start putting names in. You ready?
Okay, who do we have?
Michael Mantis.
Got it.
Hosters.
Got it.
Shadow Spoken.
Got it.
CMC.
Good.
Amber.
Good.
Allison.
Okay.
People want the car instead. Nope. Can't give you a car.
The 2000 tour.
Oh no, your massage mobile is busted. No, it's not good. All right, is there anybody else that would like to get in to the giveaway for a past life video reading? We have Michael Mantis, Hosters, Shadow Spoken, CMC, Amber, and a Priestess of Wonderland. There we go. Luce. Send you to Outer Banks or a European trip. Maybe one day, Hosters. Maybe one day in a far, far away time.
I would like, that's like one of the reasons we're doing some of this stuff. I would like to do the witching hours. Like we're going to Shawnee Lake to do Pinhurst or something like that. And whoever can make it out there and join us for it and actually do an investigation with the witching hours. That's some stuff that we would like to do.
Yeah, Frosty has big dreams and goals.
Big dreams. Yeah.
Things.
Always.
He always does. Okay, last call. Anybody else want to get in on trying to win the past life video giveaway, reading giveaway? Frosty, there's a thing up at the top of it. You can shuffle the names. Hey, Nabnia.
Okay.
How you been lurking? Nabnia been lurking up in here. Nabnia needs to get on the predictions video stream this time. Podcast.
Yeah.
Episode. Don't have time or money. Yeah. Maybe you've been lurking. Maybe you need to be in the prediction show this year. I think last year you were busy with like family stuff. This year.
It's a busy time of the year.
We can maybe record it ahead of time.
It is a busy time of the year for everyone.
If you're not able to do it live, we can always record it ahead. You can record it ahead of time and send it to us, or we can record it together ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing it out there, you know.
Putting all the pressure on everybody tonight.
Erica always is like, "This is a no pressure zone," and I'm always like, "No, this is a little bit of pressure zone."
Okay, if anybody else, so I got Shadow Spoken, Hoaxers, Amber, CMC, Allison, and Michael Mantis. If anybody else wants to jump in, type for the giveaway. It's a past life
video
reading video that you'll get. So type TWH into chat.
I have my post-it note ready.
The last names in there, jump in. Okay, we got Nabnia.
Have my post-it note ready to add it to my wall of things to do over here. Turnaround time is probably going to be next week. Probably late next week for this video. Yes, you've just been peer pressured.
If there's anything I've learned from working with other streamers like ourselves, it's that you have to, or nothing will ever get done.
Yeah.
We're all so busy, and we all spend so much time getting stuff done. It's like it's like something we would want to do more of, and it just never happens. Like working with other streamers and having people on, and we
all right, Frosty.
Have amazing people, amazing people. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's switch over to the view here.
Good luck, everybody.
Yep, good luck. Here we go.
Clickety clack.
There we go. Allison, the Priestess of Wonderland, is the winner.
Past life reading for Allison. Wow. Congratulations. There it is. Past life reading video for Allison. Putting it up on my Post-it note wall.
You've made the queue of stuff to do.
Yeah. Oh no, I love the woo sound. Woo! Hello, Frozen Mike. Welcome in. You had a pretty tight schedule so adding things is hard. Yes.
Yeah, it is. We understand 100%. 100%.
I know. How is October almost over already?
It is. I was looking at the calendar day. Like next week is November. Like it starts next week. It's crazy. We're going to be counting down to Turkey Day here in the United States for too long.
I know.
I think our Canadian friends have already had Turkey Day.
Yes, Maggie. Maggie was talking about it like a month ago or something, or earlier this month. It was like, I think it was September.
Yeah, it's somewhere around there, beginning of October, maybe.
She was talking about making pies. I'm like, y'all got an early Thanksgiving.
Yep. All right. Well, we're starting to wind up a little bit. That was our giveaways tonight. Thanks for everybody for participating in the giveaways.
So Frozen Mike, we're in the tarot section right now, but we're actually not doing tarot readings. We are a podcast, and then we're having our 2-year anniversary special, Halloween spooktacular. Yeah. We just want to hang out in the tarot stream because that's where all our friends are. And so they can find us easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's false advertisement. There's no tarot readings today. But I'll be on here tomorrow. Medium Jenny Lee. Tomorrow night I'll be on doing tarot and medium readings.
If you follow Medium Jenny Lee, if we can get a shout out for her, you can follow there. And she does readings every Friday and every Wednesday during the day, right?
Wednesday morning, yeah.
Yep. All right. So we have a couple more things for you guys this evening. We're going to knock out both of these at the end. There's been some things that me and Medium Jenny Lee have been talking about for a while. Talking about for a long time. And then over the summer, we started putting things into motion on planning and starting to think about doing some things. So we have a few things tonight that we would like to share with you, things that we have been working on and things that we would like to, reveal, I guess would be the word for it. So let's go ahead and we'll start sharing some of that with you tonight. So there we go.
Yay!
We are doing a whole new YouTube channel. Weird Hauntings.
We separated it out. It's going to be its own thing. All by itself.
So we're getting ready to show you, in just a second, we'll show you one of the...
So that's what the introduction looks like.
Yeah,
that's like
introduction.
The opening credits. But Frosty made a little trailer for our first episode.
Yeah, we did our first investigation, so I'll share a little trailer we have coming up for that.
Where is the link?
Oh, we'll get it up there. We're going to in just a second.
Nova Scotia. That would be great.
Episode of Weird Hauntings, medium Jenny Lee investigates the brick house at Conjurer's Neck.
It's showing me the deceased baby. I think this baby died in childbirth.
So, are you feeling any connection with the Conjurer?
The legend says that the Conjurer is someone who protected the land from evil spirits from the river. But I don't think that's what it was at all.
On the first. So there we go.
Yay.
So we have the first investigation completed, and so now we're just in the process of editing it and getting ready to get it up.
Yes.
So we'll be putting that up soon, soon-ish.
Time to share the link. Where's the link?
So the link is going to be YouTube, and at YouTube it is Weird Hauntings. YouTube at Weird Hauntings, and I can actually show you guys the site there. So this is the page. We just got it up. We didn't share it, so there's nobody over there yet. Nobody following. We got the two first videos up.
You're going to have to share the link because YouTube doesn't let you search for Jack Squad.
Well, you can just put in youtube.com, then / at Weird Hauntings.
Sure.
So this should work. Let me put it in here. I can't get to...
No, YouTube doesn't like that.
I won't let you do that?
Nope. Okay, there we go.
There it is, right there. Yep.
Yay. Okay. I'm gonna unpin the other one. Oh no, Luce has already pinned it. Okay, thanks, Luce. There it is.
So YouTube at Weird Hauntings, because if the link will just be like some gobbledygook from our story earlier. And our second investigation is going to be at Shawnee. So you'll get to see our investigation and all that stuff going there. Right now, we plan to make them a little bit on the shorter side, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, depending on what the investigation goes like. I imagine the Shawnee one might be a little bit longer, considering we're going to be there for like a whole day.
We're already up to 7 subscribers.
There we go.
Keep them coming. Keep them rolling in here.
We'll put everything up there. If you want to watch the trailer and the intro video, again, they're up there on the website, and we'll have the first episode on its way. So off we go. So just another thing. What else can we do?
I know. Yeah, like we don't have enough shit to do already. We'll give ourselves more shit to do.
It's what we do.
No, we've been talking about doing this for a long time, and we had a day. We had like 2 hours in an afternoon one day by ourselves with no children. We're like, let's go to the brick house. We're gonna do it. We're gonna finally do it. And now, we have shifted our timeline, because as soon as we started doing that, now we have the opportunity to go to a really super cool place.
Yeah, it all happened at the same time.
It's all happening at the same time, like it's meant to be.
It's like, let's do a ghost investigation show. Let's do it. And then all of a sudden it's like, want to come to Shawnee Lake? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Yeah. And then we signed up to be vendors at the Hanover Tavern, Paracon. They're like, well, we want to give you guys tickets to the investigation. I'm like, okay, well, I guess another investigation we'll do. So there's 3 episodes right there. So off we go, headed into the fall. It's going to be very busy. We got lots more coming for you, a lot more coming up, a lot more to do. We're going to have Tim Kelly from Polytrope Press coming up next week. He is going to be talking about Lost History. Lost History.
I love stories about lost history. It's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting show. He's going to be joining us by audio only, so we'll be having him on from audio next week. We're going to have Melissa Griffin on November 9th. We're going to have Jaxon Schelhaas, who is on to share his story with us. He's going to be on the 16th of November. We will not be streaming, having a show on Thanksgiving Day.
Nope, eat your turkey, people.
Yeah, I'll be asleep on the couch with probably a football game on in the background or something.
Have some pumpkin pie.
We're going to have Irene and Danica McCann back on the 30th of November.
Yay.
So we're going to hear about all their investigations that they've been doing and kind of getting into all the nitty gritty on what's been going on with their investigations. And that's a lot. And then after that, we have the Christmas show coming up, but we haven't quite figured out what we want to do for that yet. But we have on the 28th is going to be the New Year's Eve prediction show. So the next 2 months are pretty much locked and loaded and ready to go. We got a lot of new shows coming for you, and I guess we'll start working on the third year.
Year 3 and weird hauntings and yeah. I think it was Lou said a little ways back here. Where did it go? We got to get millions of subscribers so you no longer have to teach, Frosty. Yes.
Get some more time for video editing.
Yes, that pumpkin has been flashing the whole time, Priestess of Wonderland. I'm glad you just realized it.
Been so enthralled. It hasn't been the app messing up.
So exciting. Yeah, maybe is that what you thought was twitching out earlier? No, it's just the it's just a flashy pumpkin.
Yeah.
Well, everybody.
Excellent. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Geek and Goddess. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
We made it to the end of our year 2 Halloween and special, anniversary special. This was actually the 3rd Halloween special.
Yeah.
This 2-year anniversary.
3 Halloweens.
Yeah. We started with the Halloween, and now we've made it back around for the 3rd one.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming and hanging out with us tonight and having another awesome show. We appreciate all of your support and everyone hanging out. Thank you, CMC, for coming on and sharing your stories with us. Congratulations to all the winners tonight. I think we have all the information for Luz, so just send us the information we need to figure out what color and all that stuff, and we'll get all that sent out as quickly as possible.
And thanks to Jaxon for telling us his very creepy stories.
Yeah.
Creepy girl stories.
Yeah, definitely. That was quite interesting, and we'll be able to get in that, I think, a little bit when we have him on the show again too. If anybody has any questions about that specifically.
And thanks to all of our guests for the whole last 2 years, and thanks to all of our viewers for the whole last 2 years. We wouldn't be able to do any of it without any of you.